If black
So
men and women
stop.
got married, would they have to
Hold on for 1 second. I think the issue is that you're only thinking of this organization, and that since this organization isn't addressing all those other things, right? Like that for some reason, right? Like
All right, y'all. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're tuning in. I'm grateful to have you here. And I've watched quite a few Jesse Lee Peterson videos at this point. I haven't seen this one yet, though. It's an interview, a longer one, with David Turner, a Black Lives Matter activist. So hopefully it's a doozy. Let's get it poppin'.
You are a member of Black Lives Matter.
yes,
And how long have you been a member?
again, to 2014.
And did you know that Black Lives Matter was an organization that was founded by a bunch of fat black lesbians who hate God, who hate the family, order of the family, who hate the unborn child? And they admitted, at least one of them, that they're a Marxist group and they've been trained to do what they're doing. Did you know it was founded by some fat black lesbians?
Jesse is ruthless.
Wow. So,
But it's the
okay,
truth.
So first of all,
Did you know that?
What we're not going to do is insult folks, right? So
Well, they claim to be lesbians and they're fat and they're black. I didn't do it.
Well, no, so.
But did you know that it was founded by them?
Well, yes, but also too, like I said, we're not going to.
What's the problem then?
That's not cool, right? So don't do that again.
Would they consider that an insult?
Yes.
Why would they claim to be that? Why would they consider it an insult?
Time out.
I've interviewed them.
So again, like I said, like we're not going to talk about them like that.
But you knew it was founded by them, right? Before you joined.
I personally know them, right? So we're going to stop that part.
And you
'cause
knew
that's
that
not
before
okay.
they joined. What made you join, knowing that? Because normally men don't follow women like that. What made you do it?
Well, so I want to touch on a couple of points that you brought up.
All right.
Right. So first off, right, like I think, well, you're a working man, right? You have
Yeah.
people who work here.
Yes.
Do you know why you get weekends off, or why people have weekends off?
Right.
I'm
Supposedly
asking
to
you now.
rest. To
Huh?
rest. Supposedly to rest.
Oh,
to
so-
reflect and take care of things around the house.
Okay, cool. And I'm assuming that people typically might work, you for full-time folks, 8-hour work days.
Some of them, the lazy ones don't, but
Yeah, right. So
kidding.
that, right? So where do you think that the idea that people should get time off and that the workday shouldn't go on for 12 and 14 hours, where did it come from?
I don't know, but it's a bad idea.
Is it?
They need to work 24 hours a day. I want to make them slaves.
Wow.
But somebody came up, probably some stupid union or something.
Whoa.
but-
Okay. So time out, right? So you said somebody founded some union.
I said probably some stupid union came up with that idea.
Well, so again, so I think the challenge, right, is that those, like, having a day off or having days off, right, like, and having 8-hour work days is ideas informed by Marxism, right? The Communist Manifesto specifically speaks to the worker. That was created, right, like, and that is what led to the creation of unions that protect people's labor. So I wouldn't necessarily frame that as a bad thing, because I think most of your viewers kind of enjoy their days off. So they have Marxists to thank for that. So I just want to let
Are
you
you
know.
a Marxist?
Am I a Marxist? I think what I am, right, is I'm somebody committed to the liberation of oppressed peoples globally.
Are you a capitalist or a Marxist?
I'm definitely not a capitalist, no.
Are you a Marxist?
I think what I am is I'm somebody committed to the liberation of oppressed
But
peoples.
I'm asking you, are you a Marxist?
Again, like I said, it's not that simple. If you've read,
Are you a socialist?
have you read Cedric Robinson's Black Marxism?
No.
No.
Well, I'm just
I'd
trying to
encourage
find
you
out
to
about
read it.
you. Are you a socialist or a Marxist? I think they're both pretty much the same, but which one are you?
What I am is I'm somebody dedicated to the liberation of all oppressed peoples.
And so you're not a capitalist, right?
No.
So you don't believe in earning your way and getting paid for your earning?
Well, I think the broader issue, right, is that people assume that isn't in socialism, or people assume that isn't in, right, like, other economic forms of being, when that's not the case. People
It's not.
work not only to earn their wage, but also to earn their way into the community.
But not
right?
socialist people.
Well,
They are controlled by others.
time out. How about you define what you think socialism is?
It's people who want to control other people.
Okay, and where did you hear that from?
Common sense. Because when you look around, that's what
Time
they
out,
do.
time out. Is that common sense,
Yes.
or did you read it from somewhere?
No, common sense. I've been in the world for a while now, and I see how. I remember when the blacks were not controlled. I was born in Alabama on a plantation, and black people used to get married. They thought and did for themselves. They were not controlled by government. Because I didn't even know about welfare because blacks were not into that. They didn't have black leaders. They didn't accept all
When
this.
were you born?
They didn't accept all
What
this
year were you born?
wrongdoing. It's been so long now. 49, I think.
Oh, you was born in
49.
1949.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so
let me
and-
just
and-
make this point though, because of time.
Okay.
And so blacks were individuals. They thought and did for themselves. They looked out for others when time of need and the right time. But when the so-called civil rights movement started, black people sold their lives over to the so-called black leaders and then the government. And now they are like groups, and they are being controlled by the government and by other people who are insecure, and they need a sense of security, so they keep blacks down in order to control them. But I want to know
And
what
time out,
made,
time
as
out,
a
time out,
man,
time out.
what
What-
made you decide to
what-
follow Black Lives Matter? Because
what-
normally men don't follow women, especially radical women.
Well, before I go there, you had mentioned that in this transition in civil rights, or how you framed it, you had mentioned that that at some point black folks were self-sufficient, and because of civil rights stopped being self-sufficient.
Yes. First of all,
so-
there's no
oh,
such thing as civil rights, but they sold themselves over to
Okay,
that.
okay.
so-called
Hold on. So I think the challenge, and you had also said at a certain point that people didn't receive welfare, right?
Right.
That people didn't receive it.
Never heard of it till I moved to the city.
Okay, so look, so now let's take those ideas and let's dive a little bit deeper.
Real fast,
Right.
because we run out of time. We have some more guests coming up. But I'm enjoying talking to you.
Okay, well again,
I'm not.
I want to know what made you, as a male, decide to follow a bunch of radical women.
Well, I think
Now, that's not normal. What
Well-
made you decide to do it? What
well-
made you decide to do it?
I think the issue isn't whether or not like men can follow women's leadership. I know I can, because women can lead and women can do a damn good job leading.
So were they created to lead or follow?
No.
Women were created to be full human beings.
Were they created to lead or to follow?
That's not the question.
That women were created to be full human beings.
How about were they created to lead?
Again, you're doing that thing where you're saying
Because you're not answering my question. You're a really smart guy. You get your doctoral.
Yeah.
You're a smart guy from UC Berkeley. So I'm asking you, were women created to lead or to follow?
Women were created to be full human beings.
I
That's my
didn't ask
answer.
that question though.
But that's my answer.
How you going to get a good grade up at UC Berkeley? You can't answer a simple question.
Well, I think as somebody who is a researcher, the answer is never directly in, right, like the question. The question itself is the problem. So that's why I'm giving you a
What's
different
the
answer.
problem
What?
with that question?
Because the answer would then assume that we're like, well, if I say that, well, women are meant to follow, right, then that means that women are somehow incredibly subservient. That is not the case at
So
all.
even if it's true, you can't say it.
No, it's not true.
Well, if it's true, could you say it?
No, it's not true.
No, I didn't ask you if it was true or not. I said if it was true, would you be able to say the truth?
Well, but
He
that's
would.
not true.
I didn't ask him. I'm gonna ask you, would you be able to say yes, the truth to that if it was true?
Well, I'm not going to answer a hypothetical question because that's not true.
Amazing.
Amazing is right. Are you going to answer any question? Or are you going to demonstrate any piece of evidence that you deserve the doctoral candidate position that you have at UC Berkeley? I mean, goodness gracious, all I've heard is time out. Right. Like, hold on. So, no. Hold up. Wait. UC Berkeley should be ashamed of their education if he's the end result. Just another example of affirmative action at its finest, y'all. That's what I see here. I don't mean to disrespect. I just call it like I see it. Men were meant to lead, not to follow. God created Adam first and then Eve from his rib for a reason. again, men, be the head of the household. Lead. That doesn't mean disrespect your wife. That doesn't mean cheat on her. That doesn't mean you boss her around. That means you're the leader. You make the decisions, the executive order, and then she follows if you're living righteously, if you're making good, honest, godly decisions. But what are you doing, dude?
So do you believe that Black Lives Matter?
I do.
What does that mean?
Black Lives Matter means that black people and their full humanity, right, their lives should not be harmed or stolen by state-sanctioned violence.
Who does it matter to?
Black lives should matter not only to us, but to everybody.
Not sure, but who does it matter to?
Black lives matter to everyone. And
Like who?
everybody.
Like who, for example?
Everybody who's a contact in your phone, all the people here, whether we're talking about the state, whether we're talking about the government, whether we're talking about the police, whether we're talking about people in our
Does
community.
Black Lives matter to black people?
Absolutely.
Why are they killing each other?
So to get to that point, I think, right, like when you talk about issues, especially of intra-communal violence, right, people kill who they're next to. Like people don't just go out and kill somebody because I'm killing you because you're black, right? Like when people commit harm, when people commit violent acts, it's oftentimes in retaliation to something or it was for a specific reason, right? And then when that happens, those people are then, put through the criminal justice system and prosecuted for it.
So
right?
Black lives
As they should be.
I'm not done talking. I'm not done.
If it's
I'm not done.
conditional, all right.
I'm not done talking, right? There are community organizations that have been fighting back against that type of violence for a very long time. Let's say, for example, here in Los Angeles, we have an organization like Second Call that was working against, that's been working, right, to make sure that gangs don't have beef with each other. They work on ceasefires between neighborhoods that have been, working or that have been, right, like at war for years, right? So there are organizations that are doing the work to stop the intra-communal violence. So Black lives have always mattered to black people. Organizations like the Brotherhood Crusade, organizations.
But because of time, do Black Lives matter to those black people who are killing other little black children?
Yes, like Black lives.
Yes, it matters.
Yes, Black lives matter to
Well,
black
why are
people.
they killing those children then?
Again, right, like
Right,
what you're missing in this broader thing is that, again, intracommunal violence is a broader challenge, right? Like that we have worked on internally in our communities for years, right? Like people never
When did that
ask those
start?
questions when white folks kill 85% of white people. That's not called white on white crime.
Does Black Lives matter enough to black people that they will encourage two parents in a home?
I think Black lives matter enough to black people to where it doesn't matter what kind of parents we have in the home.
But do they encourage? Do Black Lives matter enough for black people to encourage two parents in the home?
I think Black lives matter enough to black people to where we want to make sure that we build a better world for black children.
Do white lives matter?
I think, yeah, like nobody would ever say that they didn't.
But do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Do Black lives matter when it comes to the unborn child or unborn children? Because there's 70% of parents Planned abortion mills in the inner cities, and they're killing black babies like 90 going north in the womb. Do those Black Lives Matter to Black Lives Matter people and other blacks?
Well, what about the mother? Because abortions are about the mother and the decision that mother makes, right, about what's happening with her.
But I'm asking you, do those Black Lives
That's not
matter
just her.
to black people?
The black lives that matter to black people are the black lives that are currently existing.
But not those in the womb.
The black lives, well, so all right, look, you want to talk about what's going on in the womb, let's go there.
Let's do it.
Why is it that black mothers don't have access to maternal care? Why is it that black mothers, when their kids are born, right, they go to hospitals and they don't have access to the resources? Serena Williams, right, who is a famous tennis player, almost died giving birth to her child, and she is a rich athlete, right? So before I stop, right, like again, yes, black kids in the womb matter to black folks, but the issue is that systems continuously treat us bad. Right, so regardless whether we're talking about abortions or even if we're talking about going through to give birth, right, like kids are coming into this world in a racist environment. So
Amazing.
before I answer that question about yes, do people do black kids matter in the womb? Yes, they do matter, and yes, black kids do matter in the
But
womb,
not to Black
right?
Lives Matter. They don't care about that. They
Well,
made it clear they don't care about abortion.
So Black Lives Matter to black people, yet those black mothers will murder their innocent baby blessing that's been in their womb after they made the choice to lay it down. They don't get to make a choice to execute that baby then. That life matters, but it doesn't matter because racism in the system? Racism? Really? Make it make sense, y'all. I'm just trying to keep up. I'm just trying to keep up with the logic. I don't think there's any present, but woo-wee. Man, I feel like I'm getting dumber watching this. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I'm losing a little bit of brain cell action.
oh, no, no, no,
They're
no,
in
no, no,
favor
no,
of
no,
it.
no, 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 no.
They're in favor of
no, no, no.
abortion.
Talking about Black Lives Matter is in favor of black women having autonomy over their bodies. That is a very different framing than saying that Black Lives Matter doesn't care about that. Because what we do know is that people get abortions for very different reasons. People don't just get abortions because they want
support
an
abortion?
abortion. I support women making the healthiest choice for themselves.
How about abortion?
If an abortion is that, then yes.
Abortion is murder. Thou shalt not kill. That's not a healthy decision for anybody, let alone the baby.
Do you support same-sex marriage?
Yes, people should be allowed to get married to whoever they want to.
Amazing.
He needs to repent.
That's mind-blowing. Isn't that like amazing? You got to admit that amazing, right?
What?
Being a Christian, you would support all that.
He's not a Christian.
Well, so Jesus loved poor people. Jesus publicly defended.
He loved them enough not to kill them in the womb.
Jesus also loved a prostitute enough to defend her in public.
Right.
but not
to kill
affirm her behavior.
Yeah, and he stopped people from killing her. A prostitute.
But you guys are
in
not
public.
stopping them from killing them in the womb.
Well, we're trying to stop people from killing us in regular life.
But not in the womb.
But not yourselves.
So again, right? Like, I think the broader issue that you're trying to bring up and that you're trying to provoke is this idea that, you know, for some odd reason, that to Black Lives Matter, the broader network or the organization, that other segments of black folks and black lives like don't matter to them because we only care about police violence. I think that's what you're doing.
If black
So
men and women got married, would they have to
hold on for 1 second. I think the issue is that you're only thinking of this organization, and that since this organization isn't addressing all those other things, right? Like that for some reason, right? Like that, like they don't think black lives actually matter. Understand that black people, black communities, and other black organizations have been addressing all of these same issues, right? Like for decades. There is a work group right now here in LA County, led by a woman named Adoja, that's focused specifically on African American maternal health, right? Like, and
Let me just say, because of time, I'm totally run out of time.
Well,
I want to ask you real fast. If black men and women got married, would they then have to kill the children in the womb?
Well, I think the issue is, right, like regardless if black men or women get married or not, is the woman going to be healthy enough to take that pregnancy to term?
Are you in favor of dismantling the police departments around the country?
I'm in favor of broader public safety, and police are not the ones who help to keep communities safe.
Are you in favor of dismantling the police departments?
I'm in favor of reimagining public safety so that way we can take that
I'm
money
black
that
and
police
slow,
use.
and I don't know what that means. Are you in favor of dismantling police departments?
I'm in favor of building up departments of real public safety, and police are not that.
Do you believe that there's something called systemic racism?
That's what I've said this entire time.
And what is it?
Literally everything I just said.
What is systemic racism?
Well, it's one thing for one individual person to say a racist thing or do a racist thing. It's
What
another
is a
thing
racist thing?
So let's say, for example, you know, when George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin, right? Like what happened was he was on the phone, you know, like calling him all kind of different names, and then like proceeded to follow him.
So
right?
that's just, he did not follow him for the reason you said.
Well,
But is that
time
systemic racism?
out. That was an individual act of racism. The systemic part, right, is that it took, over 30 days to arrest him, right? Then after taking that long to arrest him, then, right, like the case went to trial, and then he eventually got off because the legal system protected him. So that is the systemic part. The individual act was protected by the systemic part.
Do you believe in innocent until proven guilty?
I believe that our entire court and judicial system is problematic and that it needs to be changed.
I'm going to ask you, do you personally believe in innocent until proven guilty?
Yeah.
Do you discriminate?
But what do you mean by discriminate?
Do you discriminate?
Well, again, right, like define discriminate.
You don't know what that means and you go to Berkeley?
No, I know exactly what it means, but
So
I think
do you
you have a very different understanding of words than I do.
No, I don't. That's what I'm asking you. Do you discriminate?
No, I don't.
You never discriminate.
No.
Amazing.
Good night. You want to talk about a tough video to get through? That was it. I got to be honest, and I apologize for my little interjections. I just couldn't contain myself. Some of y'all were probably ready to jump through the screen at the stupidity that was just on glaring display. But I love the way that Jesse, he not only trolls to a next level ability, he just lets these people talk and make absolute fools of themselves. He knows exactly when to pull out that 1-2 haymaker on their circular argument so that they end up just exposing all the flaws of their own goofy ideas. God bless him, but we got to talk about that BLM activist real quick. He's got to be the most well-fed, oppressed professional victim in the entire United States. And it's people like this that are damaging our society with this everything is racist attitude. Let me guess, obesity in black people is caused by discrimination. These forks and spoons are just out here scooping folks to death based on their melanin content. The same reason why a certain demographic of Americans, 13% of the population, are responsible for 50% of the crimes in this country. That's 10 times the amount per capita than white people. Yep, got to be racism to blame for those results too. Get out of here with this nonsense, this non-existent hot garbage. Take you and your anti-capitalist, pro-socialist agenda and go live in North Korea. Go live under Kim Jong-un and then come back and tell us how bad that you really had it before you did that. Someone needs to put this man in timeout so that he can channel all of this virtue signaling energy and redirect it back to reality. Life's tough for all of us, Buttercup, no matter what you look like, but it could be a whole lot worse. There is no such thing as white privilege. There's no big bad systemic boogeyman holding you down against you. There's no plantations anymore. It's all a bunch of democratic lies used to divide and conquer that they've been succeeding at for decades. From tricking mothers to dependent on welfare instead of men to DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. I like to call it didn't earn it, but it's all crap. It all tears apart families and society as a whole. Stop committing mass murders via abortion and calling it healthcare, and stop voting for these liberals and falling for the trap thinking that the grass is going to be greener on the other side of that 4 to 8 years. And politics aside, the most important decision of all, the solution is that everyone needs to look to Jesus Christ and focus on the blessings that we all have thanks to his sacrifice on the cross. If you haven't yet, it's time to repent and turn to God. Then you can rejoice in knowing that the best is yet to come. You'll have eternal salvation. Amen. Proverbs 3 verse 5 and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your paths. So pray for David Turner, y'all. Pray for anyone that's still lost in darkness to wake up out of the wokeness and truly be awakened to the truth of God's word. That's what it's all about. That's what we need to always direct our attention to. But I'll end my little sermon rant there. I'm fired up. I'm getting a little sweaty. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this. Drop a comment below if you made it to this point in the video, and let's keep the conversation rolling. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, ring that notification bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. If you like what I'm doing over here and you want to show a little extra love and support, make sure you go check out our website down below in the description section. That way you can get all the awesome shirts you see me wearing in every single video. They're all made by my beautiful wife. This one says created with a purpose. It has it on the chest and on the sleeve. It's based on Ephesians 2 verse 10. I like mine a little baggy so it seems a little extra room to move and groove, but we got all different sizes ranging from itty bitty extra extra small to big and hefty 5X, a bunch of colors, different designs, all of that. I'm sure you can find something that you like or a great gift for someone that you love. Outside of that, you can always join the Gibson family here on YouTube and become a member. You can buy me a coffee. You can join the Patreon family. All those links are down below as well. By no means do you have to do any of that. Just showing up and allowing my freckle face to rant at you for a few minutes. I am greatly appreciative. I love y'all. I cannot thank you enough. Until next time, I'll be praying for you. Godspeed. I'm gone.